always loved Dr. Seuss's storybooks, and honestly, any of his books would have been a great choice because they all contain plenty of childlike wisdom shared through the silly, whimsical lens of Dr. Seuss. I selected as my book Of the Places You Will Go. It is an inspiring tale that reminds kids and adults alike that we have, in the words of Dr. Seuss, brains in our heads and feet in our shoes, and we can steer ourselves wherever we choose. The book centers on one of the most interesting characters, you. You are embarking out into the world full of choices and options. With the decisions you make, you're paving a way for yourself and your future. But all throughout the book, Seuss reminds you that you and you alone are in control of where your life goes. In order to accomplish anything, we have to try. But trying may take us to great heights with soaring successes, and sometimes trying can equal failure too. Dr. Seuss reminds us that hang-ups and bang-ups will inevitably happen and leave us in a slump. It may make us question ourselves and leave us in the useless waiting place, where we get stuck until we can regain some confidence and move forward. Dr. Seuss again reminds us that we will get mixed up, but that is okay, and as long as we remember to think before we act and have a goal to work towards. Leaving us at the end of the book, where we are encouraged to march out into the world and move mountains, just maybe start a little small. Now a little about the author. According to Biography Today, Dr. Seuss's real name was Theodore Seuss Geisel, born March 2, 1904, in Springfield, Massachusetts, the only child to parents Theodore and Henrietta. His father worked at a brewery and helped expand the zoo, where Seuss spent a lot of time in his youth. His unusual German name caused him much ridicule and prejudice during this time of World War I. Seuss himself also loved to read and had read several classics by the time he was 6. He majored in English at Dartmouth, where he also wrote and illustrated a humor magazine. He continued his education at Lincoln College and Sorbonne in Paris, where he met Helen Palmer, who later became his wife. Seuss and Helen moved back to the U.S., where he began a career writing and illustrating ads, also writing humorous articles for popular magazines. He found success with his ad for Flit and Sex Spray and signed with the ad company. He soon, however, found that his contract did not allow him to write for anyone else but children. Though he had planned to write a novel, he instead wrote his first children's book, And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street. He went through many denials, but when it was finally published, it became instantly popular. Inspired by a suggestion to create a children's learning primer, Seuss did just that. Taking 220 words from the original primers, he created his classics, The Cat in the Hat, Hop on Pop, and Green Eggs and Ham. He is quoted as saying that is what he is most proud of, getting rid of the boring Dick and Jane primers. His surreal illustrations won him 3 Caldecott Awards, and several of his books have been made into family films. His books have sold over 200 million worldwide, and he remains in the hearts of both young and old, still entertaining us more than 30 years after his death. Sadly, Theodore Seuss Geisel died September 24, 1991.